Good evening and very warm welcome to all of you friends. On behalf of Golden Gate University and upGrad, I'm Professor Ashish Hathi, who's going to conduct your today's session. Today's session also incidentally going to be my session with your class. So I hope you all are ready. And today's session is essentially on product branding. And related to branding, we are going to discuss a subject of branding, personal branding, and rebranding. So this is a comprehensive coverage that we will be having it today. It's just that today only the session I have immediately at 9 also. Otherwise, generally, I do get half an hour break in between. But today there is a next session that I am taking is from 9 onwards. So what will happen is, I will try to at least close this 2 to 5 minutes before. So that's much only you will have to kind of accept my uh, issue. So with that, of course, the readiness is fully there to give you a comprehensive understanding. So let's begin. So I hope you all are ready. Today, in fact, for the first time, I am getting a pictorial view of how will I look when I become bald. Now that is thanks to the back end, that image that I have to insert backgrounder, which is causing my black hairs to disappear. So in fact, I realized this is how I look. I took a picture 10 years later. So I'll be circulating among my group, just as a fun. So anyhow, that's a life. So just to begin with a question, uh, brand position is an outcome of brand position as set and communicated by the brand owner, or brand message as received by the customers, word of mouth built after brand communication, none of the above. Put your answer in the chat box. So let's see. Good evening, at Sham. I joined a little late, so I just saw your message. What's the answer? Anybody?
Most likely it will be the brand owner who is deciding who is the target position, but then sometimes it doesn't work.
Hmm. Okay, one, it's a 50-50. One has said one, another one has said two. Anybody else would like to join? Somebody is again added two. So let's find the right answer. And I think more chats are not coming in. So the right answer is brand position as set and communicated by the brand owner. What you just mentioned is right, but initially, it's the brand owner decides that my brand should look like, premium, exclusive, that kind of a perspective that he decides what should your brand be called for, when customer faces what kind of a challenge your brand should be called for or recalled by him, etc. So essentially, therefore, it's the brand owner who decides what position that he or she wants, and then accordingly the communication is built to ensure that the messages are delivered, received, and decoded by the customer in that manner so that requisite position is achieved. I hope that's a very simple manner. I have given you the idea about brand position. Right, friends? Any doubts? So far in our journey, we have come and we have finished introduction to marketing and marketing strategy and planning. It was done by faculty other than me. Then I did the consumer behavior with you. I did the STP framework, that is segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And today we'll be completing product and brand and branding. So with that, our sessions will get over. So let's begin. So first section, topic one is understand the significance of this topic. So I am going to help you get that. Understand what is product, what is brand, and what is branding. There are three different terminologies. Many times it is misunderstood. Now I am asking you a question. I'm going to show you picture of a vehicle. You have to tell me how much will you pay. It's a Jeep. How much will you pay for it?
Is it Jimny or Jeep?
You call it a Jeep as a category vehicle.
Okay. No, means we need to know what is the spec, right? Like from outside, it is very like we need to.
You will be probably one notch different from the other, and you may be an auto enthusiast. So even you may be right. I cannot right now say anything. Yeah, one answer has come, which is 15 lakhs. Anybody else? Boli lagao, boli. Now you see that I have hidden the brand name. There is a black patch on the grill, front grill. See, and another one is lagao boli 20 to 25 lakh, 20 to 25 lakh. Praveer. It's not that I'm going to give this vehicle.
If
Kamlesh said 12 lakhs.
if this is a Mercedes Benz, then it is more than 1 crore.
Yeah, just hang on. So I was telling you that I have hidden the brand name. Now tell me how much will you pay for? So now the brand is revealed to you.
Right.
How much will you pay for? You said 1 crore. Somebody said 7 crore. Yeah, you said that. This vehicle is costing 2.5 to 4 crores. Now, the question is, ultimately it's a Jeep. What makes this different? Why earlier 12 to 25 lakh bully, and now it is, in reality, it is 2.5 to 4 crores, depending on the variants, and it is sold. So people must be paying. What is it? Anybody would like to say something?
That brand value and brand.
Yeah. But when you buy, what do you get as a customer? Yeah, Estama said brand value. What do you get? Status symbol. Yes, Digamba.
That
Yeah, Pravesh.
premium quality.
Yeah. So status symbol is the subsequent to your ownership, but the precision with which they make this is far more different than the rest. Okay. I will give you a simple example from my real life, wherein I was working with SKF bearings, 90 to 98. So as you know, the bearings go in the automobile companies. Okay. While most mass category and some of even luxury category were buying our normal bearing, it's the Mercedes-Benz and another luxury car manufacturer to whom we were supplying ceramic coated bearing. This ceramic coated bearing itself at SKF end was 3 times the price of a normal steel bearings. So what is ceramic coated bearing? Ceramic has a very high coefficient to absorb heat. Means it can take lot of heat. Okay. So when you run Hongli, how much in USD? You can probably divide 2.50 crores divide by rupees 90, the current rate. Okay. So that is what is the USD that this is about to come. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you got that answer. And 2.5 crores divided by 90 rupees. Today, $1 is equal to 90 Indian rupees. Okay. So what I was telling you, why Mercedes was buying ceramic bearings. So likewise, every parts that go into it have that thought and precision, safety, security, and various aspects of the vehicle owner in mind, and then they make it. So briefly, I have touched upon this subject so that you understand what is product and what is branded product. Okay. So how do you look at product as? So what according to you the product could be? So I am just helping you with the understanding. When you say a car or a toaster, it's a product. When you say I'm going to a parlor or a salon or a skin clinic, or I am going to courier now, okay, or I need to take a lawyer, you are talking about a product. Okay. Virtually, now when you say that I will use a music download site or music download app, it's a product. But when you specify this as Spotify, YouTube, that's a brand. Okay. Experiences. I'm going to have a thrilling experience. I think let us go to some theme park. So when you say that, that's a product. But when you say let's go to Walt Disney, that's the brand that you are referring to. Events. I feel like watching a cricket now. I'm talking about a product, which is an event. But I specifically say that I want to definitely participate in the next IPL finale. So then it's a brand. IPL is a brand. Indian Premier League. So for my foreign country students, Sunburn is a festival of music in India held at a city called Goa. So that's how I hope you are getting that person. When you say Prime Minister of USA, it's a product. But when you say Mr. Obama or Mr. Narendra Modi, okay, then that's the branding. Okay. Likewise, an idea, also a product. Pregnancy determination kit is a product. But the moment you brand it, I something like I peel or something, say like Dr. Heck or Dr. Beck pregnancy determination kit. So then that's the branded product. Okay. So the item which we offer for sale as an item, that's a product. It could be a service also, like as I told you, bridal clinic or a skin clinic or a courier. So that can be the a product. It could be a physical or a virtual form. So that could be that what I said, the Spotify, etc. That's a virtual format. So product can be any of this. I hope you got that. So what is a product? You got an idea, friends? Yes, no?
So essentially, a product can also be a service.
Yes, yes. So that's what the beauty parlor, salon, skin clinic, courier, lawyer, surgeon, they are all product. Till it is not branded. Okay. Now come to then understanding what is a brand. What is a brand? So I have written a definition on the left hand side. I have broken it into multi-part. On the right hand side, after the hyphen, I've tried giving you the example so that you get that very well. So what is brand? Sorry, brand is a name. Parley, Britannia, Bisleri, or Nike, Adidas. So for some of my foreign students, a brand is a name or a term. ICICI is a bank in India. Likewise, you can have the bank of your country where the abbreviation or something is used, or a Gmail. We often talk about let's Gmail, or an Instagram. That's a term, or a sign. So the Nike swoosh or star of Mercedes Benz, or a symbol like a Dettol is an antiseptic. I'm sure it is available abroad also, where it's a sword which has been used, sword which is in a reverse direction in symbolizing killing. So killing a germ, symbol or a design. This is window. When it came earlier, it was like that window or a combination of this. So They not only have a logo, but they also have a term used, etc. So like that's a combination. So many times the Mercedes rises the star, below that Mercedes Benz, or in the side of it they write Mercedes Benz. So that's also a brand intended to identify the goods or the service. So the moment a Dettol brand logo comes in front of you, you don't think about a biscuit. The moment you see the star of Mercedes Benz, you do not think about noodle. You think about a luxury car. The moment you see that Nike swoosh, you will think about athletic shoes. You will not think about sleepers, or you will not think about umbrella and like that. You will not think about. So it identifies the good or a services like a biscuit, mineral water, etc. Not only that, it also identifies a seller who is doing it, who is manufacturing it. Dettol, Reckitt Benckiser, or Window is Microsoft, Nike, Mercedes is Mercedes Benz. Okay, so that's a seller is identified. And at the same time, it creates the desired differentiation. Mercedes Benz car versus mass category car. See the difference it will cause. Yeah. I say Maruti 800 versus Mercedes Benz. It itself represents you the differentiated picture. And when it achieves that, what it does, it creates a distinct differentiation vis-a-vis the competitor. So moment you say one biscuit manufacturer, this is for some of my foreign students. Parley is a very popular biscuit brand in India. The rival is Britannia. You can visualize same way two competing biscuit brands. So moment you take one brand name, not only you come to know who's making it, what the product is, and how it is different vis-a-vis competition. So brand achieves three objectives. It recalls the product, it recalls who manufactures it, and it recalls how distinct or different it is vis-a-vis the competition. Now, are you getting the power of it? Yes, no, friends? Vis-a-vis mere product. Are you getting what is the significance of branding a product?
Yeah.
Right, thank you. So as I gave you the example here, Parle G is a glucose biscuit. It's a biscuit full of glucose, which is a booster for energy from the company called Parle Products. And the competition is another brand called Tiger Glucose. It is manufactured by Britannia Industries. That's also a company in India, or Sunfist from ITC, which is also ITC is a company who manufactures a biscuit called Sunfist. So now the moment this thing came in front of you, you easily could identify the product, who manufactures and how different it is, right? So that's the power of brand. So helping you further understand the brand and what the brand is all about, I'm going to tell you few more pointers. Brands are central to creating and sustaining the value, not image. Brand is not there to create an image. It's a value. Brand is creating a value. Trusted courier company, DHL. It is not meant to create that, picture that cargo is taken and delivered. No, the trusted consignment delivery partner or something like that. That's a value they create. When they do that, when they achieve that, what happens? The first purchase takes place. Customer gets encouraged to try your product. Okay. Then he realizes your value is a true value. He gets into the repeat purchase. When that repeat purchase of when starts, again and again, the value comes out. Okay. He every time feels that he's getting something more than what is he paying you for. So that's what a perception the customer builds in himself. If this product is something which is wonderful, I will pay anything for it because you are getting a value. Okay. So in simple words, you need to, as a brand owner, deliver on your brand promise. Many brands fail here. They promise something, they do not achieve it. So what happens in the mind of the customer? You totally fall down. Okay, the customer will not want to try you. So you see, that's a brand promise is a powerful term. Okay. The promise that you give is the thread that builds the relationship of a brand with you. It's a relationship. Heinz ketchup. No one grows ketchup like Heinz. Thickest ketchup in the world. Okay. Burgers. So they give you a promise. Spicy chicken sandwich. Okay. So that's a promise. So one has to understand the promise needs to be fulfilled. My apology, friends. Yeah. So now, what is the difference in product as a product and branded product? Branded products may be a physical goods. So Adidas clothes, Zodiac accessories, McDonald food items, Brute as a perfume, branded. I have given you the name that, okay, I am familiar with. You can recall if you get a branded products in your mind. It could be service, as somebody asked me, bank, metro transport. That is a company who brands MTNL, which is a telephone. So again, for my foreign students, there is a telephone company in India called MGNL. Kaya Skin Clinic. It's a skin clinic which offers you various skin toning, skin boosting, kind of services. Retail store. There is a branded retail store called Westside, or local branded specialty stores. In your country also, there will be some specialty store which is known for a particular category of goods. Like a person, there is an actor in India called Amitabh Bachchan. He is a superstar. Kapil Sharma, the entertainer, he is a comedian from India. Very, very well, very versatile, very, very popular. Number one, so to say. Dravid, who's a very professional cricketer. Okay. So these are the person who have created their own brand, right? Organizations. There is a trade body organizations, ITPC, India Trade Promotion Council. This is the council which works with various country promotion councils to grow the business. CRY, which is Child Relief and Youth, which is a non-NGO, non-government organization dedicated their services to the children. There is a dance troupe by the name Sathiya. So my humble request to my foreign students, you may not be familiar with the Sathiya as a dance troupe, but maybe you can recall Shakira, the dance legend. Okay, likewise, there are concerts, specialists. So that way, they are like branded. If they are branded, they are popular. Place, the city of Mumbai, city of Vietnam, likewise city of Canada, city of UK, London, they are kind of a branded place. Idea, sanitation cause. I will explain this so that my even other country students can understand. Even an idea can be branded. In India, our existing Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, when he first started, he gave this slogan, Clean India. That's what Swachh Bharat means. That's a Hindi translation. So under that, one aspect was also sanitation, offering sanitation at home to millions of India's population. So he promoted this idea, and then he offered that as a service, that if you want to have the sanitation or that area built into your house, connect with the government body. So likewise, Siksha, which is a Procter and Gamble in India, have an idea called Siksha. So every 10 rupees that you spend with Procter and Gamble, they dedicate 1 rupee for this cause, which is again for the girl child, education of the girl child. So likewise, this is what this product and the brand means. Brand means, in short. I hope you got that. Yes, no? We will see a short film. It will signify to you that when you move from product to a brand, the difference that you bring in. So it is now active. I'm starting. It's a long film. I will cut in between if required.
What is a brand? A brand is the difference between a pair of running shoes and a pair of Nikes. A brand is what people feel about you, your product, the service you provide, or your
Starbucks.
organization. It's part rational, but mostly emotional. People will forgive a strong brand if it makes a mistake. Remember New Coke? Likewise, people won't forgive a weak brand if it makes a mistake. Remember Gateway Computers? We thought so. So, what is the secret of a strong brand? The answer is surprisingly simple. Focus. I'll say it again. Focus. Great brands stand for something. Not a lot of things. One thing. For decades, Swedish car maker Volvo defined their brand with a single word. Safety. Well, it seemed to work for them. Sometimes you have to think beyond the category.
See, the Volvo and safety is so synonymous. In India, I will just give you a perspective to even all the students who are not part of India. In India, there is a recently one accident has happened. The large container, you know the container, can you visualize? A container fall on a car passing next to it and all occupants died. But the message came in the newspaper and all, even safest car is not safe in India. Like, so what is that? Because Volvo is known for passenger safety. So you see that how the reporter has connected.
To know what you stand for. Harley Davidson makes motorcycles. Want to guess what they stand for? Freedom. Not a more powerful engine, not a more reliable bike or a smoother ride. Freedom. Brands are experiential. Take Starbucks. They differentiate themselves in many ways and offer a consistent brand experience in every Starbucks you visit. They even have their own language. Starbucks has created a unique community of coffee lovers that speak Starbucksese and are true brand ambassadors. It doesn't get any better than that. Starbucks had realized they weren't in the business of serving coffee. They were in the business of serving people. So, can you put a monetary value on a brand? The people at Interbrand Research can. Remember the fine folks at Coca-Cola we mentioned earlier? Care to guess what their brand is worth? That's right. According to Interbrand, about 61% of the value of the Coca-Cola Corporation is brand. That's a lot of cash. Here's the monetary value of some other brands you'll be familiar with. So a brand is worth protecting and nurturing. But how? Here are a few key points to help maintain or even grow your brand. 1. Be different. The world is filled with parody products and services. Make yours stand out. 2. Be vigilant. Don't allow your brand to do things it shouldn't. Don't be the Gateway Computers of your category. 3. Be relevant. The marketplace changes constantly. Make sure your brand keeps up. So, who really owns a brand? The brand manager? The VP marketing? Brands are owned by the people. It used to be a company would tell people about their brand. It was pretty much a one-way thing. Now, it is much more of a conversation. But don't worry, this instant feedback can be very useful. It gives you a glimpse into what's in the hearts and minds of your customers and allows you to take action when you need to. It can also help you stay focused, and that's a good thing. So let's recap. A brand is much more than your logo or the color of your truck fleet. It's something intangible. It's what people think of you, but mostly on an emotional level. Great brands are focused. They stand for something. Great brands are not just seen and heard, they're experienced, and in a way that is uniquely theirs. A brand can have tremendous value and should be treated that way. Keep your brand healthy by being different, vigilant, and relevant. And finally, never forget that people, your customers, own your brand. Listen to them.
So I hope you got the idea.
Respect them. Most of all, earn their trust.
Trust. So I hope you got the clarity on what is brand. Yes, no? Anything that you need me to explain? No? Kindly converse with me so that I get that feel.
No, we got
Otherwise,
it.
yeah, it feels like a one way. So I am available. Okay. So salient aspect of any brand. You see, there is a verbal part and there is a psychographic part. A verbal part is more between the buyer and a retailer. You go to a retail counter and ask for it. Give me Gillette. So you will not get a mineral water. Give me Parle G. You will not get a Dio. Give me Bisleri mineral water. Bisleri, the moment you say, you get a mineral water. So that's a power. However, so that is what we have to understand. It's a verbal part. Psychological part, we will see later on. It is made into green, okay, a little lighter gray. Okay, so now understand the first part, the verbal part. It can be about a tangible product, Maggie sauce, Gillette's Mac 3. So you get that particular blade, Godrej chicken. So that's how you go and pronounce at the counter and you get the product that you have asked for. In case of services, however, the verbal part becomes little tricky. Okay, but yes, it can still be. So, and therefore, the banks and the service people create a nickname or the brand name for various service. So, DHL Express Courier, DHL Cargo, DHL Freight Faster Forwarder. So they create this additional name that act as a brand. ICICI, say Platina card. So then you know that Platina card is a branded product from a service provider. Services are not tangible. So how you differentiate or how you make consumer know? So that is what about the services. When it comes to psychological aspects, the between the brand owner and the manufacturer, it is more psychological. It is a responsibility of the brand owner to enter the mind of its targeted customer and create a finite, infinite response. Whenever there is a need for my kind of product, my brand name should come on the top of the mind of the customer. Gillette is a brand name that just comes in my mind, and anything to do with my shaving or a facial, this thing, I think whether Gillette has it or not. So that's what. So you see, Bisleri, we go to now counter. There are many brands which become generic. We go to a retail counter, we ask for give me Bisleri. Even if the retailer gives you Aquafina or other product, you still buy it and leave the counter. So that's where the Bisleri has become generic to the mineral water. So that's the psychology part. Even that is important. Okay. So we understand that even is that is very important. Only when you create that psychological impact, the verbal impact comes up. Okay, later on. So how do you create this psychological impact and what do you call that? So that's what. First of all, even that video film said, stay relevant. So you have to have a relevance with the customer need, customer problem. You have to be relevant with that. And then what you create should be different, should help you to differentiate it from the rest. Here that umbrella, yellow umbrella stands out. That's an example. In such a way, having established a relevance, developing a product of relevance, developing a service of relevance, you establish it in such a way that you differentiate it from the rest of the competition so that when needed by the customer, you create a brand recall. आज party है. Today there is a party. We are going to attend a party. I must use X DO. So that's how things. So in short, it's about relevance to brand, occupying preferential space in the mind of its target customer. Relevance of brand occupying preferential space in the mind of its target customer, that is known as brand positioning. So now we have come to the third state where we have understood what is product, what is branding, and now brand positioning. So those who give a brand to their product. Those who give a brand to their product must create brand position. So you can't say, I have a branded product, but I have no position. No. So once you create a branded product, you must create your brand position. How is it your product relevant, different from the rest, so that recalled when customer requires that kind of a differentiation. So that's where your name should come first, top of mind. That's the position. Okay. So that's how I look at. So I hope it is clear, friends, brand position. So giving you a perspective of branding. So the act of creating a brand position for the branded product is the branding as an activity. Branding is having product and services with the power of brand. Brand is here, they have not used the word position, but the brand power is that, differentiation, the relevance that you create, the value that you create. Shaping a brand in consumer's mind in a very simple term. What is branding? Shaping your brand, how you want your brand to reside in the mind of the customer and recall. It is a strategy designed by an organization to help consumer quickly identify your specific brand, or give them a reason, give consumer a reason to choose your product only or your service only to get the desired experience you provide over competition. By classifying what this particular brand is and how it is different from the rest of the brand, all this means you are you are doing branding activity. So with this, friend, any question, I'm holding it out here. We have understood what is product. We have understood what is brand. We have understood what is brand positioning, and the entire activity to translate your brand, create a brand positioning is known as a branding. Any doubt, any question?
Yeah, one question, sir. Like sometimes, as you have given an example of ITC, right? So though it is ITC that you are mentioning about Sunfeast, same goes with Reliance or any other companies who are kind of having multiple products, but then they are kind of having that same name everywhere. So is it like they want to have that same trust everywhere, or is it like how do you differentiate different type of product? Like let's say like Reliance.
See, I think your question, Sandeepan, is a very relevant, but its answer is very wide. So I will very briefly try and tell you. Uh, you have a brand now, depending on the goodwill or depending on that recall ability that it achieves, then you have various strategies. So when you do a branding, say Gillette initially came with only the razors, okay, but Gillette name became so synonyms, okay, that they came out with the Gillette shaving gel. They came out with the Gillette beard cream. They came out, all the products are there. Gillette Presto, Gillette so and so. So this is like a suffixing. So there are ways you can leverage your existing brand and yet you create a distinct another brand. So like as I earlier also gave you an idea, ICICI Platina card, ICICI Gold card. They all are ultimately card from a company called ICICI. ICICI will always put that first. ICICI Platina. They will just not release a communication stating Platina, Platina card, Platina card. No, it is ICICI Platina because ICICI has achieved a kind of a goodwill in the recall, and for a specific product or a specific service, you again brand it, sub-brand it. So it is known as a sub-branding. Likewise in the say HUL, Hindustan Unilever makes so many products of so many soaps. Like Lifebuoy is the lowest rung and Dove is the highest. Lifebuoy is around 15 to 30 rupees. Dove is 170. Okay. In between, there are many brands like Lux, etc. also. Why? So there is also a brand strategy, okay, which is they create a different brand. Overall, it's a one product line for Hindustan Unilever. That is only the soaps, but they create different brand so that they are able to separate the segment. The Lifebuoy is not sold to the HNIS. high net worth individual. No, Lifebuoy is communication, the media they use, the kind of a model and the kind of a story. It is meant to be for lower middle class, say, people. But Dove, they will show a very sophisticated lady. They will show that, she's like a very polished, graceful, kind of give that richness. It is meant to be for a different strata of the society, segment of the society. So that helps them. That's how they do branding. So it's an entire brand strategy. We have still not gone there. We are not going to go into the branding strategy as such today. We are only understanding product, brand positioning, and the activity called branding. That's it. Okay. Right. Good question. I can probably take another 45 minutes, but today it is not allowing me. Okay. So now the earlier part which I told you, verbal part and psychological part, branding serves both to the seller. Okay. It's like when you go to a retailer, when you say, okay, you give me Lux so and so, he exactly knows. And the buyer, I also get what I want. Otherwise, what will happen on the counter? Hey, you have the Gillette, there is a razor. Oh, he will show you one. No, no, not this, the three type, three blade type. No, no, in the three type blade type, there is another one like that. So much of a confusion. Instead, Gillette Mach 3. So you will only get that specific product. Are you getting it? So it serves both. Okay. So what is the role of branding in marketing? So it's a subject of marketing. First and foremost, it has to establish a point of recognition. Okay. It has to establish a point of recognition so that customer recalls when he requires such product. I am thirsty. I am on the road. What can I do? Okay, let's have a Bisleri or let's have a thumbs up. Right? So that's how you will act upon. 1 second, friends. I had to start my battery. Yeah. So that's first of all, point of recognition sets you apart. Earlier also I told you in the definition, you create a differentiation. How are you different from the rest? Evokes strong emotion and the feeling. So when the taste the thunder, you if you really heard me, thumbs up. So how, with that emphasize it came out of me because I love thumbs up. When I was hearing that thumbs up is going to be taken over by Coke and all, I was scared. Yeah, they will stop it. But even this brand is today standing tall. Thumbs up. It's like oozes out the energy. So emotion. Generate new customer. Every time new and millions and lakhs of customers get added to the bracket that you are serving, you have to attract them. Act as a voice of relatability. You create a relatability. Vis-a-vis this. Lifebuoy versus Dove builds a lasting connection. Gillette, last 35 years. I have tried all, sometime new things have come up. They have attracted me, momentarily. I tried and I come back to Gillette. That's the loyalty, lasting connection. Build employee pride and satisfaction. You probably may experience this if you are working with some leading multinational or a very well-recognized Indian company, etc. You will tell people, I work with Tata Motors. I work with Mahindra. I work with ITC. I work with Taj Palace Hotel. I work with DHL. There's so much of a pride because your brand is something. So that's what is the role of branding in marketing. I hope it is clear. So we have finished the entire subject matter of what you call brand and branding. We now get into this section will help you know personal brand and how to build one for you. Okay, personal brand and how to build one for you. Of course, so that is a basic that I'm going to give you an idea about. Importance. What is the importance? Why should I, Ashish Hathi, be recognized as a professor of say distinguished reference or to marketing or something? I want to be known as a say best marketing faculty. Likewise, I have to create my branding, no? Then only you will know, like, because it's an owner's responsibility. So Can a person also be branded? Can you be branded? The answer is yes. Okay. Can Sandeepan think of building a brand for Sandeepan? Can Bhavdeep do that? Can Digambar do that? Can, Farid can do it? Can Hongli think of branding? So that's what you can. So that's what I'm going to teach you. Importance of personal brand. Okay. Look at this. There are different forms of branding. Earlier also we have said that various products, service, event, idea, this has been represented to you. Mr. Mahatma Gandhi, late Mahatma Gandhi ji, is a brand in itself. The moment his name is taken, various things are very clear. Unilever is a brand. You know it's a conglomerate in the fast-moving consumer goods industry. Manufactures so many like detergents, personal care products, shampoos, deos. Likewise, DHL, it's the best in class courier service. Likewise, retail branding, Marks and Spencer. Even a kid or say even a person in India knows Marks and Spencer, वगैरह, who are fond of fashion and this thing, etc. Product branding, corporate branding. You see that when you do corporate branding, I have just taken a picture where, that same logo is on t-shirt, vehicle, bag, carry bag, various things, letterhead. That's how the corporate branding, the service branding. This is, I think, yeah, this is a brand from Vietnam. My friends, if they are there here, Doji, something to do with the gold, kind of thing. So each one, these are the categorization of the brand. Okay, clear? From that, the types of the brand, from there we are going to learn personal branding. So what is personal branding? It is branding an individual as a product. Think of a person as having his own identity, distinct identity. So here two pictures are given. Neil Patel, which most of you should ideally know. He is a numero uno world over, recognized as the best in class, the best digital marketeer. Okay. And in India, there's a person very popular. Okay. He's Mr. Shiv Khera. He's a motivation coach, speaker. A winner always put in extra efforts, even when it hurts. Winners never quit. The quitter never wins. It's a very powerful quote. And he has many such quotes. So they have branded themselves. When it comes to the best management training session, people think of Mr. Shiv Khera, motivation speaker, Shiv Khera ji. Okay. When company has to overcome the digital marketing problem, Neil Patel. So after all, we are not product, but we do have inbuilt personalities. And these personalities differ from individual to individual. Each one of you will have something unique about you. Farid will be known for something. Okay, Divyanshu will be known for something in his circle, peer group. Okay, Hongli will be known for something. So why not capitalize? So that's a question. So when you do this, when you identify your unique things and you then start building it up, you are creating a personal brand. Okay. So it is about branding yourself. And when you brand yourself, you create a niche for yourself. So digital marketing niche is Neil Patel. Motivation speaker niche is owned by Shiv Khera in India. In your country, maybe somebody else. So just giving you the idea. I hope it is clear. What is personal branding? Clear, friends? Yes, no? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So moving
I have a
forward.
question, by the way,
Yes, please.
but I can ask later as well. So, means nowadays this personal branding is not aligning only to that professional success or something, right? So nowadays, one person are having multiple profiles to showcase their personal life, and then as a company, how are they doing? I think.
No, I will give you an idea. That's an incorrect thing. Once you learn what is personal branding, today also scope is limited. But once you really understand what is personal branding, and if it is you are doing it for your commercial thing, okay, then essentially you have to have one. I have learned this very hard way. Okay. So I try correcting it. So like, for example, simple thing I learned when I also attended a program like this, master class or a workshop, where they said most of the LinkedIn, in the LinkedIn, you have a facility to obtain the testimonials. Now, often you will see that there is a survey, 90% of the people have taken the testimonial of their peers, subordinates, which according to the personal branding expert is incorrect. Why not take the testimonial of your seniors? Why not take the testimonial of some a person from the industry, that you are a master of this industry or you are very good in this industry, वगैरह. Having realized that, yes, I gradually start removing the testimonies of my colleagues, and that way I even approached my bosses 10 years, 15 years before whom I left, requested them if he's alive. And then I told him, I'm sending you the LinkedIn, this thing, kindly give me your this thing, etc. So that's how I tried getting into correction mode. So it's not that, you can afford to have multiple persona. Your personal branding will also take care of your complete persona. So it is not about creating different profiles and different this thing. It is a one person, but he has a different color, so that your total persona emerge. That should be the way. I hope I gave you that answer. So what is personal branding? It's an identification for you. When a particular subject matter, this thing comes up, your name comes up, or people know you as a motivation trainer. People know you as a cricket coach. People know you as a marketing faculty. So likewise, that's what personal, or you are a consultant in the areas of AI. People know you as an AI consultant. So that way, it's a creating your own identity. And when you do that, question is, how do you project yourself to the world? So when it comes to projecting yourself to the world, what world would like to see about you? So that is what few things I've given you: expertise, values, beliefs, your passion, etc. I'm a passionate photographer. I have not undergone any formal training, but I own a sophisticated DSLR, and I have learned like a Eklavya. If you know, there is a, yeah, those Indians will know, there is a person who learned everything on his own without a mentor or somebody like that. So likewise, that's my passion. So when I want to project to the people that I am a marketing faculty of respect or a distinction kind of thing, but when they try and touch base with me, somewhere they will get a glimpse of my passion as a photography also. Okay. It's about ensuring that your target audience knows what you stand for and what is the worth of choosing you over others. Why should they choose you and not the other motivation speaker? It's about standing up for yourself and your business. Okay. Which requires a respect and confidence from your peer, your customer, your employees. Personal branding is not just about marketing, but it's about you being your own marketeer. That is selling yourself, marketing yourself. That's a personal branding. Okay. Utility of personal branding, very quickly, you get more client. Once you are able to create that distinction, more people will come to you. You get better clients, high revenue, wala, high profitability. Initially, you may be handling any inquiry which is coming to you, and you will want to work with every inquiry coming to you. Now you will say that I will not work with a company whose turnover is less than 50 crores. Okay, you are, because getting so many inquiry, you are in a position to choose, grow your network. If you are known to be a digital marketer or an AI consultant, you can grow your network. You can call for a network expansion, or people will reach out to you. Like on LinkedIn, they will want to connect with you. Build community. Now, once you have a very large fan followers, you can create a communities. Now that commands are also available. And when you create community, you raise topics, you raise issues, you raise subject matter, create conversation, and establish your superiority, okay, by taking part into it, etc. It's ensures you the future success if you are able to do that. That's a utility. Quickly, the pictorial representation. This is what is importance of personal branding. Here you see that Neil Patel, the moment I search top digital marketer in the world, his name is there, Neil Patel second. Okay. Uh, I think that box is shifted. The second one is a Neil Patel. You can read that. Okay. Second is he doesn't stop there. He's not scared of people taking away his this thing. Neil Patel's site, when you go, it offers you even a teaching. He tells you, learn with me, digital marketing. So there's a corner where you go and you start attending these sessions. You will learn what is SEO. Okay. So that is what he also facilitates. Look at his achievements, so many awards. So that's what leads to an opportunity. Leads to an opportunity. Let data drive decision and strategies create influence. Now you see that as the growing popularity, he himself has established different type of business, digital marketing, SMB division, software development. Okay, so consultancy, neilpatel.com. So he has developed his personal branding to serve various nature of opportunities. Your audience will trust you more. Here are the testimony. You read the testimony, your goosebump will come. Nohan Robikshan, Neil drove an extra 5 million visitors to the Gawker Media Network in 3 months. That number is still climbing. Timothy Skies, Neil makes me an extra $1.2 million in profit each and every year. What more do I need? So likewise, you see the testimony will speak for you. Okay. People will always screen you online. Whenever I have a need for, I will first like online who's a digital marketer, then okay, Neil Patel, I will go through each and everybody's profile. So I will search for Neil Patel. So you see Neil Patel digital, Neil digital marketing, Neil Patel newsletter. I will get in to know more about you. So I will come to know. But what am I doing? I am referring to all digital channels, digital media, where content is being put up by you only. Okay. And that is building your personality, personal branding. That's how. Okay. They will want to find out more about you when they are interested. And their question should get answered, which you have to visualize and create a conversation. So, how to build a personal brand, right? So, here it is all about creating your brand vision. I have purposely taken one image of Honorable Prime Minister of Vietnam, Pham Minh Chinh, pardon my pronunciation, with our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. So it's like those who want to know more about the Prime Minister of Vietnam can click the link. But when you click that link, you get to know so much about it. How he has risen to be the PM. What was his initial years of struggle? Like our Prime Minister of India was a tea vendor, and today then he became the BJP worker, then he served in various categories, then today he's Prime Minister. So you also decide where you want to be 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, how you are seeing yourself to be where at the end of 10 years. Have you got that vision for yourself? If not, create one. Know more about others worth emulating. Know more about others worth emulating. Okay. What it means, it is not about when I want to become 3 years down the line a faculty in repute in marketing. 5 years down the line, I want to, you know, be a marketing faculty in Harvard's and this thing like 10 years down the line, I want to be the recognized best marketing this thing in the world or whatever. So that if I've said that, I cannot have a biodata of a cricketer, read, or I cannot have. It's like you have to identify a people from the field who have similar kind of a lifestyle and the upbringing or the similar kind of a difficulties and they've come up. So identify first the people who have more or less similar journey like yours and then read everything about them. What did they do? What did they do differently? So learn from them and learn for yourself. Okay. Now decide what should be your professional image. So think how you want others to recognize you. So that is what you have to think. And when you visualize that, your content creation will be aligned. So the content you will create will be aligned to deliver that message, position. Okay. And later on, what is important is consistency. Many times you see that people fail when they are on the idea first week, 2 3 2 months, they will come with articles and various things and they fizzle out. Then you don't hear from them. You started following him, or he's put a good article, but you realize he's disappeared after some time. Steam is lost. That will not do. Consistency, creativity, create a unique connect. It can't be that same storyline. It can't be the same format of communication. Be creative. Okay. Sometime express case study, sometime get situation response, sometime you create conversation as a role play and then put it up to the reader so they will enjoy it and build the credibility. Nothing beats the credibility. People should start feeling what Mr. Hathi is saying is correct. He tells, or he narrates something after weighing the pros and cons, or he will narrate things only when he is convinced. So that kind of a credibility has to come with you, which people should be able to identify, and that is based on your kind of a conversation and the content you release. So these are the 7 steps to build your personal branding. Any query, friends? No? Steps to begin a brand campaign. Now we have moved out of personal branding. Now we are entering into how do you create your brand campaign. Branding is an activity. Remember, we heard you decide a brand, but then after deciding the brand, you have to create a position, and that position needed to be communicated. So that is a brand campaign. How do you do that? So I'm going to take the Red Bull as an example for you. Have your attention. Red Bull, we all know, is an energy drink of today. Okay. When you drink Red Bull, they say that you get that energy to work more, work extra, work hard, likewise. So, how do you build how Red Bull has achieved what they are today? So, it is a steps, 8 step, which helps you to design your brand campaign. If you follow this, you can also design your brand campaign, including your personal brand campaign, etc. Establish your brand's vision. I will be taking each and every page of this. Then know your target audience. Where do they reside? Have your budget and marketing plan ready. What will you consistently communicate? Make a quality product and back it up with a service. Establish an emotional connect. And to evaluate, have your key performance indicator in place. Be open to receive feedback and readjust your brand. So quickly, Red Bull, I'm not saying Red Bull. I think most of you know it's a energy drink, right? Energy drink, when you say it contains vitamins, taurine, caffeine, all the ingredients that creates a rush in the blood. So you feel that you are energetic. Having said that, brand vision they've established is Red Bull gives you wings. Even there today, 10 years back also it was that, and even today it is that. Red Bull gives you wings. The moment the name Red Bull comes, this statement automatically comes in your mind. Red Bull gives you wings. So that's the vision. They've made it very clear for them. Then the second step was identify your target audience. Now, identify a target audience we have learned in STP. Adikambar is asking a question. Is it branding always a thought before even developing a product or after launching? And is it always a case? The second part I am not clear, but branding is always a thought before or even after the. So you see, it's a when you are originally creating, then it is after the product is created. But later on, when the brand becomes popular, then you create product and push it under the brand umbrella. So simple term, when Gillette must have made the razor first time, and so it's like, they would have done a study, they would have found out that most peers, male complain about lack of smoothness by the evening. So they feel little hesitated to go close to the female, etc. I remember those days of advertisements were showing like, razor head bola to, when you talk about razor head, I remember in 70s and 80s, you have to have a sexy female coming next to you and touching your skin. So now they realize that means you have to make a more a blade sharper so that it can do a deep cut. Okay. Then when having succeeded that, they would have looked out for the brand. And now the Gillette is a name which synonyms with, I think, the sharpness or something, as they say, I think diamond or something. So that, but now that Gillette is very popular. So you have Gillette gel, Gillette foam, you will have Gillette something, sub brand. So likewise. So it's a case to case, Digambar. I hope you understood that. Okay. So the second step that I'm trying to give you an idea is you decide your target. But we have learned earlier STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So first of all, you have to have an idea about who all are common groups. So you have to have an idea. Collegians, advertising agency people, professionals. Okay. So likewise, then you decide target. So Red Bull, when launched in India, the target was collegian because their entire activity was outside college. The Red Bull guys were standing with the Red Bull bottle of bag, and whenever student comes out, they will open and share a free Red Bull. वगैरह. So they were clear about the target. They will later on extended it to the offices and all, but target has to be out of the multiple segment. You have to be clear about the target. So here Red Bull is clear about the target. Is a Red Bull is predominantly between the age of 18 to 34, millennials, Gen Z, etc., both male and female who have an average to high income. Their income has to be in a ability to help them spend on buying Red Bull, and they like sports, extreme sports, not like a normal sports, extreme sports, athletic events. Their customers can be defined as young, independent professionals with big dreams and aspirational. Individual designed to have a power booster drink to add zinc to life. So they clearly develop their target audience. Okay. So third is where they reside. So you have to know where will you find your target audience group of customer, not a difficult question to answer. So major metros. So initially main metros, Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, Bengaluru, etc. Then they go to the next level, major other metros like Pune, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, etc. Later on they go to tier 1. So you need to know where they reside. The fourth is how does their target audience clarity enable Red Bull? So what led to their success? Red Bull focused on three significant tactics to attract their target customer. Publishing quality content that is consumed by their target audience. Now they know that who those guys are. So they don't like a normal communication. They like a wacky communication. They like a distinctly way of communicating, etc. Okay. Red Bull produced large-scale publicity stunts to grab the attention. So they create publicity stunts or they participate in an event which is of a gala, mega in nature. Okay. And they are present there. The Red Bull sponsors or creates an event in various countries to attract young audience by sponsoring very, very dangerous or very, very thrilling activities, go-karting, skating, bike jump, likewise, okay? So having done that, your next step is to know about your budget that you have and your marketing plan readiness. So here you have to budget. I'm not going to say teach you the budgeting method, but there are three popular this thing, either a percentage of sale, 5% of my total revenue, or 7%. Industry to industry, there are norms. Generally between 5 to 10, you get that, or a share of voice. I am a newcomer. I need more voice. So my budget is to be more than the others. Okay, so share of voice. Task method. On launch, I will do publicity. On launch, I will do press conference. On launch, I will do demonstration. On launch, I will do roadshow. So for each of this, put your budget, hotel rent, number of people. So what is a cocktail dinner expense? Likewise, task method. Your marketing plan should have essentially the product strategy, that is product variants, product mix, etc. Pricing strategy, whether you will be premium price, cost price, what is it? Okay. Place, where will you be available, and then how will you promote your branding so that you get the desired brand position, right? This is about the budgeting. Now you have a X amount as a budget available. You have to allocate budget also appropriately. So here you see there is an allocation, content-based marketing, 15% of my marketing budget. Gen Z oriented marketing, 35%. They know that there's a main target. Sponsorship of sporting events, 15. Organizing over the top sporting event, 10%. Inexpensive statistical advertisements, 25%. So likewise, they have created their budget and allocated resources for certain nature of marketing activity. Okay. Now next is the emotional connect. Okay. Emotional connect, there are two ways one can do. Above the line promotion, below the line. Above the line means open to all. The moment you do your newspaper advertisement, television advertisement, competition will also know, besides your target audience. And other customer also will know. Okay. Sales promotion, like when there is a DO advertisement comes on the television, I know. My wife also will know if there is a DO like that. But when there is a credit card or when there is a personal, platinum card, direct mailer come to me from various banks, only I know. That is below the line. So above the line is an open source of any activity which will happen for your target audience by you, but others also will know, including competition. But below the line is a one-to-one. So your competition will rarely know or will come to know about it much later. At that time, they cannot do anything. Okay. So like direct marketing, activations. Suddenly, like we have done for, say, I was into activation company for Nescafe. They were coming out with the new flavor. So they've done the testing activity across the various cities. We have done a 50 demonstration at the retail shop, pre-identified for 3 days. Now, the moment we started, will the competition be able to act upon is no, 3 days, and we have achieved mass awareness. We have done a sale also. That's what in-store, mega events, etc. They are below the line. Clear? See, now the communication has to be what your consumer like, target audience like. So emotional connect, we are talking about. Their advertisements are like this. Okay. Change your way. They have shown the Ken is crushing the monster. There is the next competition. Red Bull energy drink. So they have shown the saline, this thing. Okay. Change your way. Red Bull bottle is shown as a charging input. There is a charger wire is connected. So you see, they just in a small words. This is also a kind of a way they communicated, caricatured communication, about people. So this is generally you will find them on their advertisement and portal, etc. This is how they communicate. Nuggets, or you call it what is snippets, etc. Catching a second wing, the perfect finishing touch, read right through your work day and learn more. This will be a digital communication. The moment you click learn more, it takes you to the another micro site and you get to know more about. So that's how establish. This is a level of emotional connect. See their followers. Facebook 47 million, Instagram 202, LinkedIn professional site also they have 887K followers, and Twitter 2 million followers. So this is all because they created that emotional connect. It pulls people. They want to remain in touch with you. Okay, whatever you do, they want to know first. That's the power. Sponsored event, this and many such kind of events. If you click this website, you will come to know, you will get this deck. Okay. You will come to see various things. So that's what the power of Red Bull. This is that, out of idea generated event, stand out. They did this in year 2012, 62-year-old record broken, free fall jump from the outside stratosphere of the earth using helium balloon attempted by this skydiver Felix. This event was live streamed on YouTube with the GoPro camera on the helmet of this guy. Okay. It broke the world live streaming record. Estimated spend was $33 million. People would call any company mad. But after this project, the company's sale increased by 7% in just 6 months, generating 1.6 billion additional revenue. Okay. So see the power. Red Bull has control of over 70% of the world's $1.6 billion market. Okay. And that is through the unconventional brand building and marketing activity. Okay. So, branding in the age of social media. So, social media, as you all know, I have gone through this trauma. When social media was coming as a brand guy, we were wondering, we got an impression that now our nightmare will be over. We'll be able to connect with customer directly, but it didn't go that way. Initially, we came up with this kind of a communication. I will show my brand and I will show some celebrity, or I will show the use of my brand. It was all this kind of a communication, but there was hardly any traction that was happening. Brand was not getting the required leverage, and brands were at a loss to understand. Okay. So social media is a platform that people were forced to understand from the scratch. Earlier, we were all happy. Abhi, now I will not do a print communication. I will stop my TV. I will only invest in social media. But we soon realized that this is not paying off as a corporate brand guy. Okay. So we all got into a need to understand why things are not happening. Social media has united once isolated community. What we observed at that point of time, that despite best of the media, best of the creative communication visuals that I have developed, my brand will hardly get any likes and any follower. But somebody releasing a reel on Instagram, okay, sitting in some part of the rural India or a rural community, and he gets 1 million follower immediately, views. So what is it? So people got into understanding that, and then you realize brand communication is not effective in social media. Crowd culture based communication is required, because people are connected socially, culturally, emotionally when you talk their language. So what company did was they stopped the branded communication. They came out with empathy, cause specific, narrative specific communication. Here is a Dove story. Okay. Dove detox your feed, the parent guy. How can you teach your child to detox the feed that he receives? So, which is a toxic feed? How to disconnect? So, that's a guide that they gave it to the parents. Multi-million follower they garnered within a very short time of the release, Dove beauty campaign, real beauty campaign. Okay. Beauty is, they notice that people are talking about beauty means only a white skin or, slim figure, etc. They wanted to break the taboo. I will just jump this thing on the time. It's also the film in which they are showing Chipotle, the US company, on pork making, etc. How they adopted themselves to be the vegan, or say like very uh, animal centric. Earlier they were known to be killing pigs and feeding with chemical injections to get this thing. Then they decided that this will no longer work. But anyhow, I've stopped I'm not showing you the video just to save on time. However, what actually I'm trying to give you a perspective is brands have realized No more my brand uses this chemical, this unique flavor. No. Or they just bring the brand ambassador who stands in front with the photo of your product. Nothing. Create a crowd culture connect. Okay. So brand needed a listening skill. You need to listen to what people are talking. There are those reels you can see the video content using slice of life, word of mouth. It should be such that people will immediately feel a need to forward it, kind of thing. So that kind of thing one is to build up. Okay. So at the end, we are almost at the end. This film we will see. So this is what that crowd culture, how Dove has got that, have a look.
Okay, folks, so very quiet, please. Camera's rolling. And we're recording sound. It's slated. Sounds good.
Evolution. Now Photoshop. No wonder our perception of beauty is distorted. Dove started with this. Take part in the Dove Real Beauty Workshop for Girls. This is the first time when they realize that the branded product and brand ambassador based communication doesn't work. They started with that. And earlier, what I showed you that Detox Sweet was a subsequent campaign. The first was a Real Beauty campaign, and they garnered so much of a connect with the women of all age group, all nationalities. So you see that if you can't beat them, join them. Means you have to understand your customer and talk their language. Okay. So how can you build your crowd culture connect? Either some taboo to be busted, say like educate girl child, or like the dowry is a crime, so that taking money for wedding, etc. Whistleblower, bring out some unethical practice, or be an enthusiast. Show yourself as an enthusiast. Or video games you can use. There are so much of a gaming industry flourishing. So be a part of the video game and promote yourself by in between your brand comes in, etc. Or create a high level end event like Red Bull Stratos, that hemisphere jump. So that way one can. And I am at the last section, which is rebranding. And it is very pictorially giving you a clear story as to what am I talking about. How was Apple logo in 76 versus today? Rebranding. Time and again, brand needs to consider a rebranding as an option. Such cases could be when there is a shift happening in the organization's product line. Okay. To drive your growth, you want to venture into, say, multiple industries or some other industries, you may require a reposition. Okay. In the current market, you want to broaden your appeal, you may have to redo. In your current market, you want to change your image altogether. You want to make look like a different persona, different person. So create a repositioning. Over time, you need a branding or rebranding when you overcome some public relation crisis or disaster that your company faced, etc. Okay, when you get into the product realignment, so entire product basket is changing, then you need a rebranding. Or you are exploring newer avenues. You are probably stopping the existing business, moving to the new business, or in addition to current business, you are entering into a different product line, etc. These are the cases where you generally require a rebranding. Rebranding as a strategy, what will your that new brand would be? Entire, it has to be visualized psychologically, then in the logo style, then every other aspect of it, and it's a strategy. It's not an ad hoc thing. Okay. For which you need a stakeholders feedback. All cross section of the society, you should have a feedback. Okay. Research your industry, your competition, etc. And then consider how your rebranded this thing will look like. So name change, design change, whatever. Okay. So here is a case of Uber into Square with an upper case and Uber as a free flowing this thing. So very quickly, when the new CEO took over, he introduced to the customer and assured them, I am so excited to write Uber's next chapter with you. It starts with new leader, a better company culture, and an improvements in our app. He was taken in because Uber started getting a lot of negative publicity due to earlier managing director who was very aggressive. So people were not comfortable working, and he was very authoritarian, and various things he did was again not very customer friendly. So Uber market share and all started going down. So that's the time this fellow was brought in. So he promised a change. So what was his brief? That I want a simple and a globally usage brand. But how people were viewed, you to have a feedback of the stakeholders. He gave a challenge to the designer that I need an instantly recognizable brand logo which can be used around the world, and it is efficient to execute. Why he wanted to dismantle this Square? Because when he took the feedback from the various stakeholders, people read it differently. Uber in capital means you are authoritarian, you care less for customer. Into bracket means you are bracketed, you are not open-minded, you do not consider customer viewpoint. That's how the people were looking at it. So he gave this brief, and then this is a new logo: open, free flowing. So you are adaptive, you are open. That kind of message he wanted to convey. So the agency came out with that, and then they promoted. When you do a rebranding, you cannot have a half-hearted approach. It's like you have to have a complete strategy to not only build and communicate. It's only not only communicate, it should ensure a customer experience of a different nature. If the experience of Uber would have been same as earlier, customer would not have believed in this repositioning. Okay. So that's what experiential level change has to happen to accept your repositioning. Otherwise, your repositioning activity will go down the drain. Okay. So learning tips, make sure your new branding is used consistently everywhere. And it's not about just logo. There is typeface, there is a color logo will look like this. Reverse white, reverse black means if there's a black background, how will white look like? And if there's a white background, how will black look like? There are so many things you have to communicate to everybody. So make sure your new branding is used consistently everywhere. Now it is a challenge. It's not about head office. Even your branch office should use correct branding. Okay, take advantage of every branding opportunity. Whenever there's a opportunity to communicate your rebranding, take that, Use a style guide, or they call it a corporate identity manual, which gives all these things, detailing. Listen to customer, get valuable feedback, okay? And be thorough with your rebranding. So see that right up to the experience level it passes. So then only your rebranding will be successful. So as I said, there are plenty of utility. You will again be able to change the people perception. You will able to attract more customer, better customer. You will start getting volume, start building price premium. You'll be able to differentiate. Okay. Selling will be easy. Your negative, this thing will not hamper your sale. You will be able to reduce some marketing cost over a time. Talent means people with experience would like to join you. So broadly, your goodwill, the value of your brand and all company will go up. In that branding video that I showed you, every brand finally commands some value. So that will go up. Okay. So I have finished, so to say, due to my proximity of the time, I am launching a feedback poll. I am available for answering your question, friends. Kindly fill it up. Any question? It's an end of our this session's classes. With the today's session, all the required sessions I have completed. Any question, friends? Yeah, I would like to share my email ID, but right now I'll not be able to share. Just wait for a second, and we will do that. At the end, I'll share. So anybody would like to connect with me for any professional, personal guidance can get in touch with me.
I was just going to ask for your email ID.
I'll do that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it is easy to search me on LinkedIn with my photograph, a black suit, this thing, and you have to just write Ashish Hathi. So that's the. Sure, I am ending the poll as no new edition is coming, though there is only 40% I have achieved. My email is
Sir, is it like Vice President Automotive and CSR?
yes.
We'll connect.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, friends. Thank you very much. I hope my sessions have been fruitful and engaging. Due to this another lecture which is now already started, supposed to have started, I'm not able to talk freely with you. Pardon me for that. And looking forward to help you. Keep connected. All the very best for your future, friends. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.